I'm going to do a quick overview of the Blaupunkt BP800PLAY Dakota, I think is the full crazy model name. I've still got the plastic on the screen, you can see, and you'll see when it lights up that it's got letters and crap on it. I just haven't taken it all off yet. Also, I'm going to power it up, but it's probably going to take a little longer to power up this way than it would normally, because it's all hardwired. So once there's no full-time power like you would have in your car. So it's going to be a super cold start because it's accessory and full-time power at the same time. And I assume it's going to take a bit longer to load up than it normally would. Anyway, here we go. Powering it up. Have some whiskey while we wait. Alright, it's up. So it comes up to whatever it was on last, apparently radio. It's really just going to be static because there's no antenna. I'm going to go through all the little features here. So you can see the words on the screen again. It's little plastic crap that's over the screen. So up here, this little guy, when you push it, is a Siri or Google Assistant hot button. Pretty sure it only works when you're in Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. This is the power button. If you push it, it mutes whatever is going on. You can see it here, it muted it. I don't know if you can tell or not because the static's quiet. I have one crappy speaker over here. Push it again to unmute it. If you hold it, it turns the screen off. And I don't know if that's still going or not. Yep. Sounds like the radio's still on, it just turns the screen off, so. Back on. This button here is home. It takes you to the main interface, which is right here. Fancy fly. If you push it again, it'll take you back to wherever you were at before, whatever input you were using. This right here is the volume control. This is the weirdest thing about it. Push volume control just kind of shows up in the middle of the screen. You can slide it like that. I assume I probably won't want to slide it while driving, so I'll just touch somewhere. You can hear the static of this half connected speaker. It'll go away on its own too, I'm pretty sure. You can hear the static over here. So those are the, I guess, the hard keys that are part of the actual interface and the lights. Right here is it doesn't look like anything. It says press or push. This is a little secret panel that hides the audio input as well as the USB. If you push on it here on the bottom, sorry, it's loose. This whole thing isn't mounted to anything, so it's kind of wobbly. It's a little panel thing that comes off. You can see it's little rubber flangey things here. So there's a USB port and your audio input. If you want to use CarPlay or Android Auto, you have to use this port on the front. Kind of lame, but it works. I assume when I use this will be open most of the time, probably from just using the USB. So I may just pull it off altogether. Up here is an SD slot. It's small. Apparently people still use SD cards for things besides cameras. Anyway, I'll go through the other features here real quick. So this is radio. You can kind of hear the static. It's quiet. This is just normal crap. AM, FM. You can have it search for channels that come in. Nothing's going to come in. I'm guessing this is your presets for AM or FM. This is if you want to go straight to a station and you don't want to hold up, you can do that. Super awesome. Up next is this is apparently a USB thumb drive. And it goes to whatever you were in last. I guess I'll start with this. This is the photo interface. But first, so there's another USB import on the back down here. Down here I've just got a little teeny thumb drive plugged into it to test. So right here is the photo interface. This is pretty lame. I don't know what it's for. It literally will just show a photo. Don't think you can set it as a background. Don't really know what it's good for. You could rotate it. Anyway, that's photo interface. Great. You can see it. There is, we'll go to the music one. Music. These are all folders on the thumb drive that I have. Oh, I don't know what that is. I haven't really played with it much. Oh, it says USB 2, so you can tell where our thing is. I'm guessing if there's an SD, it might show up as here as well on the drop down. So these are all, well, not all of them. These first ones are MP3s. Oh shit, maybe not. Anyway, so these are folders. I know this one's a folder for sure. So these are folders coming here. These are MP3s. Click one, plays it. You can see it has the ID3 information, the album cover if there is one on the folder. Shuffle, repeat, EQ. I don't know how these work. I don't know if it does the whole folder or if it does the whole drive. Not exactly sure. Alright. Turn him down. Here's the EQ if you want to change stuff. I do not. Oh, let's turn that loudness up. Oh yeah. I haven't adjusted it. Balance. If you want to move it somewhere else, the speakers, fade, sub control. Clearly with one speaker, not an issue. We'll go back. Go back to the list. It goes up different folders. Yeah, I'm guessing it just plays a folder, maybe? Shows you what is playing. I don't know, I haven't played with it. There's videos on here. I threw a couple movies on. This is just an MP4 movie. It's a sample I downloaded. It's pretty quiet, but it works. Same type of controls, repeat, EQ, all that stuff. We'll go home. Over here's the phone. Normal phone stuff. There's the paired phones. I guess this is the Pixel. This is what I'm on now. I'm not paired, I don't think. Search for new ones. Settings, auto answer. Quick. Turn Bluetooth on, it'll pair up. You can see the actual phone stuff. This we did, that's available all over. Same thing. Oh, Bluetooth showed up. Looks like it paired automatically for me when I turned my Bluetooth on. So come back. I'm guessing you can add favorites here. Phone book, which I haven't synchronized yet. Records, probably call history. Yep, haven't done any of this stuff. Dial. This is all obvious. Disconnect, and then settings, which we looked at before. We'll go back. That's the stuff we already looked at. These are settings. The lighting, big change here. You can go from the default blue to a glorious red. How beautiful. Radio area, I think just sets it for United States or something else, whatever. Beep, you can turn off the beep. That little thing you're hearing is on. Turn it off if it annoys you. Comes with 4 sweet wallpapers. One is just plain gray. One is this star looking thing. One is this kind of lens flary thing. And this one reminds me of Windows XP. Location, I think, is for the radio local stations as well. Video is day-night mode. Not sure what it does. It's on auto. It's got to be good. Brightness, and then parking. If you disable it, I think it allows you to watch videos while you're not parked. It doesn't matter. I've got the parking brake hardwired right now just because I'm clearly not in a car. This is kind of cool, where you can turn up the gain for any of your input sources. So if your Android Auto is quiet for some reason, you can turn that up, but when you take a call, it's way loud, so you could turn your Bluetooth phone like way down or up if the calls are quiet. So I thought it was kind of neat. time is some obviously time stuff. System, this looks like updates and restores. I'm guessing there will probably never be an update for this because it's a Blaupunkt and not a real name brand receiver. So I'm going to try and do the Android Auto now. Oh, I guess I'll go through this real quick too. I've got it wired up to a rear view camera, and I've got a little switch here, so when I engage the rear view camera, oops, I ordered off. Oh. Nope, so I started just back up. Goes back into whatever you're doing last. Oops. There we go. So I was saying the rear view camera, I've got it switched. So when you switch to that, it turns on via your reverse lights. It automatically switches over to the rear view camera. And also, I just found out, because I rebooted the thing by mistake. So here's the camera. I don't know which way it goes. There it is. That even though it's booting up, the first time I started it and it was booting up, if I switch to the camera input, it immediately goes to the camera, so it'll come up really quick, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. So I'll turn the camera feed off. On the screen here, there's also Bluetooth music if you're paired. I am paired, but I'm not playing anything on my phone because I'm kind of recording here. But that works just like you would expect it to. AV1 is not going to show anything because this is my rear view camera and it's not being powered right now. If I powered my rear view camera all the time, then I assume I could come here and view it, but I'd have to run the parking brake wire instead of the actual power to the camera to switch it. Anyway, you can do it either way. There's an input for AV2, which is just an RCA input. You can feed whatever you want into it. I have nothing. SD card, there's no SD card plugged in here, so there's nothing. Steering wheel controls, if you have steering wheel controls, I guess you can program here. Looks like you can do most anything, all the features that are on the main screen. And I went back to where I was last time, so go home. Can't choose Android Auto or CarPlay yet. I'm going to plug in the USB cable, but I'll probably have to stop the video because Android Auto won't start because it wants my microphone. So I'll have to start it up once I've done this once. So I'm going to pause for a sec. Alright, so I had to stop recording when I plugged it in because it complains that it's using the microphone. Anyway, so this is Android Auto. I'll quit out of it here real quick so you can see it as it loads up. Exit to Blaupunkt. So you come back to the interface, and once the USB cable is plugged in, the front, of course, you can just hit Android Auto, scoops over to it, comes right up. You've got your different media you can play here. I'm sure I could use Pandora. I don't know how to use this for crap, so I'm not going to do it. Back home. You've got your phone, which is normal. You've got your nav, which comes up. It all seems to move relatively quickly. Whether, I don't know, it's Android Auto. If you've seen it once, you've seen it all looks the same. What I do kind of like is exit out. For instance, if I'm listening to something on the radio, which you can't hear, now we can hear that great static. I can also go back into Android Auto and use it. And whoops, here's an example. So one other thing, I'll get back to what I was saying. Here's the talk button. Oops. Navigate to Walmart, because why not? this is working well.
This internet connection isn't reliable at the moment.
Anyway, so what I was going to show you was, aside from this button will activate Android Auto and the voice assistant, apparently my internet sucks. So what will happen is it'll pull up the maps, it'll put your destination, it'll navigate you to it, but in the same time you'll be able to hear the radio in the background if you want to play from a different source, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to quit out of this, I'm going to exit, return to the Blaupunkt, I'm going to turn this freaking radio off by muting it with the home button, which is pretty slick, or the power button. And so that's Android Auto. Just unplug here, the little Android Auto thing will gray out, I assume. Oops, not happy. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. I'll plug an iPhone in to do CarPlay real quick. Okay, so I went and grabbed my wife's iPhone. It's not plugged in yet. I will plug it in here and CarPlay should take over. Plugged in. Phone kind of vibrated a little bit. Oh, and it comes up automatically for us. This obviously is just like Android Auto, same thing. Interface seems pretty responsive. I've never used CarPlay before, but it seems to work the exact same because it's all fed to the phone. So we'll bring maps up. Comes up pretty quick. I assume that takes me back. We'll do Apple Maps because I want to drive off a bridge somewhere. Same thing, works great, comes up. I mean, it's CarPlay. If you've used it before, it works. Oops, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Podcasts, I guess. Volume, can't hear it. Oh, because I muted it.
82, Merry Giftmas, or episode 44, Dear Santa, I Want a Headbanger.
Great.
Mortified Podcast is a proud member of Radio
Mortified
Tokyo
Podcast.
PRX.
Anyway, I don't know. It all works like it's supposed to, I assume.
Who do you want to call?
Matt.
Calling Matt Fiddlekey.
Woohoo! Look at that, it works. We're gonna hang up on me. Great. So, I mean, it's normal stuff. If you've used it before, it's all the same. But it seems pretty responsive. Doesn't seem too laggy, flipping between stuff. As you can see. Go back home. See, CarPlay's kind of got the little greenness to it now. It's hard to tell with my phone camera. But I mean, that's it. It's kind of a slow interface, or not slow, it's kind of a simple interface, but the speed of it seems reasonable. There's no lag in between pushing stuff. So, you know, anywhere you want to go, it comes up pretty quick. So, that's about it. It's simple, cheap. Haven't had any problems with it yet. I don't know how the audio quality is. Speaker wise, or like, I'm sure it's not as good as a Pioneer or a Kenwood or an Alpine or something, but it should suffice, especially for my needs. I'm not looking so much for an audio upgrade as I am more functionality. Oh, and the I don't know if I said that before, there's audio in jack down there as well. But that is the Blaupunkt BP800PLAY Dakota in a nutshell. Let's just, well, let's try Siri actually. What is 73 times 11?
73 times 11 is 803.
That's great. Thanks, Siri. Okay, well, that's it. Power off. At least there's a screen. Oops. What did I do? There. I don't know if I pushed two of those at once or what. Anyway, that's it.